These blueberry muffins are going to be a favorite in your homes because they are absolutely delicious, bursting with a lot of blueberry flavors, and they are easy to make. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy them. You can enjoy these with a cup of tea for brunch or even for breakfast. And they are very easy to make. Let me show you how to make them. So firstly, we're going to make the toppings for the muffins. So this topping is going to elevate the taste of your muffins even further. So in here we have some all-purpose flour and rolled oats. I'll leave the full ingredient list in the description box. Add that into a bowl, and then we're going to be adding some sugar. I'm using some muscovado sugar, but you can use dark brown sugar or even white sugar. But this muscovado or dark brown sugar gives it a very nice flavor. So we're going to add that in and also add in some melted butter. So after melting the butter, just allow it to cook for a little bit so that it's not too hot. And then we are going to mix this together. And after mixing this, you're going to preheat your oven. So after mixing together, this is what it looks like. We are going to set this aside and prep our dry ingredients. So for our dry ingredients, we're going to measure out some all-purpose or plain flour. And to that, we're going to add in some baking soda, baking powder, and salt. Mix this together and set aside. And if you don't have a scale, you can also use measuring cups to measure this, but the scale gives you a more accurate measurement. And now we're going to prep the wet ingredients. So into a bowl, we're going to add in some melted butter. So allow the butter to cool before adding it into the bowl, then add in our sugar and mix this together. And then we are going to add in 2 eggs, but we'll add this in one at a time so that it properly incorporates into the batter. And then we're going to mix this together properly. So after mixing in the egg, we're going to add in some vanilla flavor, mix that in as well, and then we'll add in some room temperature milk. I'm using whole milk here, but you can also use semi-skimmed milk. And then we're going to add in some plain yogurt. Greek yogurt also works fine here, but just make sure that the yogurt is plain and it's not flavored. And then we're going to mix this together properly until everything is well combined. And then we'll go in with the dry ingredients we prepared earlier. And then we're going to fold the dry ingredients in until everything is properly combined and there are no streaks of flour in the batter anymore. So while mixing, you want to make sure you don't over mix it so that we don't end up with a tough muffin after baking. So the batter may seem a little bit lumpy, but that's totally fine. And after mixing, this is what our batter is looking like. And now we are going to add in our blueberries. So make sure you thoroughly wash your blueberries and pat dry them with a paper towel. And then we are going to add in half cup of flour to the blueberries to coat the blueberries, and this is to make sure that the blueberries doesn't sink to the bottom of the muffins after baking. And then we're going to add that into the batter and mix together. So after mixing, we're going to set that aside and then line our muffin tin with some muffin liners, and then we're going to pour our batter into the muffin liners. So because the muffin liners I use are quite big, I got only 10 muffins from these, but if you're using a smaller muffin liner, you can get about 12 muffins from these. So after adding in the batter, I topped them with some more blueberries that I coated in flour, but this is optional. You can skip it or you can just add in the blueberries like that without coating it in flour. And then we're going to add the toppings that we made earlier. So we're going to go ahead to bake this now for about 20 to 25 minutes depending on how hot your oven runs. And to check if your muffins are ready, just insert a toothpick or a skewer in the middle, and then when it comes out without any streak of wet dough, you know that your muffins are ready. And after baking, this is what the muffins looks like. Absolutely beautiful. We're going to allow this to rest for about 5 minutes before removing them from the muffin tins. And this tasted absolutely delicious. After trying out this recipe, I'm sure you wouldn't want to get any more store-bought blueberry muffins. Let me know what you think about this recipe when you try it out in the comment section. And don't forget to like the video and also subscribe if you haven't. And also share the video to someone you know that loves blueberry. I'm sure they're going to love the recipe. And if you have any questions about the recipe, let me know in the comment section. And I will come your way again with another absolutely amazing recipe.